I was at her college on a surprise visit to see my girl so exquisite. It was a school year.
I knew she was there. The first semester of the school year. Pearled in front of the dormitory. Yo, could you tell me where is door 3?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Well, look who we got here, Matt. We got another returning listener, and boy, oh boy, we got another fun episode for you today. Matt, how's it going today, my friend?
It is going great. If you were watching on the YouTube channel, you might see I have a little bit of a different location. Well, not location. I'm still in my room.
Matt's in space.
But yeah, I'm in space. I became an astronaut. Surprise. But I'm in the process of pretty much redoing my whole room. So we are hopefully painting this week. So next week I should have new walls.
What color?
It's like a gray.
Oh,
gray. Sometimes in the light looks like a light blue, but it's like mostly gray. It's gonna be pretty
50
nice.
Shades?
Could be.
Oh,
probably not, but could be. So yeah, hopefully in 2 weeks I'll have an actual desk, which will be cool, and I'll have like a permanent setup, so I don't have to spend like 15 minutes getting everything set up for the podcast.
I think it's funny because before you dove into, I guess, searching for a desk, I think you asked me my desk and all that, and I was very much so involved in the whole process behind you picking out a desk, and was just hoping that you'd get one, because I think it's about time to see you actually in a nice little sit down with a gamer chair and be able to run podcasts every week without saying, oh, I have to set up, give me a hot second.
So I did actually used to have a desk when I was in high school. I just never used it, so I got rid of it. And then now I actually have a purpose for a desk, and the gamer chair kind of needs to go somewhere other than sitting in the middle of my floor when I go to sleep. So it'll just be nice to have an actual complete room and a complete set and actually feel a little bit like an adult.
I do have to admit, Matt, or actually give a shout out to one of our boys, well, more so my brother than anything, Trent. Trent is now a part of the gamer gang, the gamer chair. Funny little story. If he's listening, he'll probably be like, shut up, Mike. So my parents actually came up this past weekend to visit Jenna and I, take a look at the new theater chair that I've always talked about, have yet to show on the podcast, which hopefully soon. And I was just showing them around still, but like they already saw the house beforehand, but I think they were just like checking it out, just making sure it's still clean, mom and dad things, like making sure like I'm still living in a clean environment.
So you taking out the garbage? Do you clean your dishes? You showering every day?
I forget, what was the one thing that my mom said? She was concerned about, you know what she pulled out? Garlic. What? She goes, you have garlic? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I have garlic in my fridge. Like, what's wrong with that?
Garlic goes good with the pizza.
Yes. And then Trent actually got to sit down in this chair that I'm currently sitting in. And he goes, as soon as, I kid you not, Matt, as soon as we were done and we were about to leave for dinner, he goes, I want a chair like this. I'm like, well, it's at Staples. They went to Staples that same night, got the chair, and got the chair set up the same night.
These chairs are the best. Like,
they are.
I used to just have like a wooden chair that I just used to sit in. It was a piece of junk, and like, yeah, it's a little pricey, but you get good quality for the price that you pay. I recommend a gamer chair for anyone, even if you don't game. If you just want a fun office chair, it's a fun office chair to sit.
I mean, we're just gamers that just want to game. Like, we're not professional gamers or anything like that. So far, but I like the ergonomics. I just like how it is, and this is not officially sponsored by gamer chairs. We haven't even said the brands yet, but
nope. No free ads.
No free ads. Just kidding. Maybe, depending on the deal.
Yeah, it depends on the company.
Depends on the company. See, Matt, how we just avoided shutting down all the doors that we'd closed?
Yes. Yeah. We're not that dumb.
Man. No, we're not that dumb. Yet. Anyway.
Yeah, moving on.
Let's just jump into today's topics for today. We got some weird ones. We got some unique ones. And it's Valentine's Day coming up this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this on the release of the podcast. So, we'll see some things sprinkled on in. But, Matt, let's talk about diamonds. Let's talk about a girl's best friend. Let's talk about Rihanna shining bright like a diamond. And Matt, I don't know how to pivot or frick, I said the word. I don't know how to
I got him.
I don't know how to segue this segment because it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely something we've never really seen before, I don't think.
No, you'd be surprised, Matt. I did some research.
Oh, God.
Not as extreme as this is. However, what we are talking about today, this is reported by the Philly Voice. Lil Uzi, famous rapper, very much so.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert, my apologies.
Jesus.
Sorry, Lil Uzi Vert, if you're listening, I apologize.
Now he's not going to come on the podcast.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, we had him scheduled. Damn it. Anyway, he decided to get a little makeover. Just a tiny bit of a makeover. Matt, he decided to put a 10-carat diamond in his forehead. A piercing, per se.
Yeah, it must be nice to have that kind of money. It wasn't. Yeah, 24 million diamond is just insane.
I know what I could do a lot for $24 million.
I honestly don't know what I would do. I would be stumped with how I could spend $24 million.
Well, did you see that David Dobrik got a brand new house?
Yeah, how much was that?
Oh, God, I don't even want to know. It looked expensive as all hell.
The pool looked more expensive than how much money I'm going to to make in my entire life.
The podcast studio. He's got a podcast studio room. That
I am jealous of that. Yeah.
But a 10-carat diamond, I guess, like Matt said, a $24 million one. It's a giant pink diamond. So it's not even anything shiny. It's just straight up pink. Apparently from Lil Uzi Vert's, I'm just going to call him Lil Uzi. Apparently from Lil Uzi's tweets, he said that he's been paying for this natural pink diamond for about 8 years now. This one stone costs so much, I've been paying it since 2017. It was the first time I saw a real natural pink diamond.
So, 2017, so he's 26 right now. So he's been paying for this since he's 23 years old. That's ridiculous.
People pay loans longer than that.
2017, I could barely afford a drink at Rodano's.
That's hey, $3 pitches is always the way to go.
Yeah, it
Green
was.
tea shots.
I don't know. I don't really think. Why? Just why? Like, I don't think that's I hope this doesn't become a new trend because it'd be a pretty expensive trend.
Very expensive. Matt, I just like any thought process behind it? I know you said why, but like, I to me, anybody who is in the music industry always wants to be different. We see it all the time from, I hate to pull up Kanye, but like Kanye runs his own shoe line. You have T-Pain, you have Lil Wayne. Like, I get those two very confused at times, but I think you're trying to look for something to stand out, but I don't think putting a 10-carat diamond in your head as a piercing is not the way to go.
Well, it's definitely going to make him stand out, and people are going to definitely remember the name now. So when he drops his next album or whatever his next step in his business professional career is, people are probably going to listen to it. Mm-hmm. He does have a few good songs, so marketing wise it's pretty good. Maybe appearance wise, maybe he just liked it, and it's probably not for everyone, but not everyone can afford a $24 million pink diamond, so more props to him. I mean, it would look pretty sick with like a pink vest or like a pink tie. That would be pretty sick
with sequins. Like
shows up through a wedding and like all pink, like matching the diamond. That's a big time flex now that I'm thinking about it.
The internet, of course, has been making fun of Lil Uzi. They said that the rapper was paying homage to the 2006 film Pink Panther, or was trying to look like Vision from the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, who has, I forget what stone it is, one of the Infinity Stones encrusted on his head. I won't reveal any spoilers as far as how that's been obtained. However, Matt, I did say he is not the only person to have such a piercing. Not, I'll be honest with you. This is Lil Uzi's the only person who's had a piercing to this degree. But someone has tried to embed stones into their body. Can you take a wild guess who that individual is?
I am going to say Kanye.
Okay, it is a female.
Okay, never mind. Nicki Minaj.
Nope.
Cardi B.
Ew. It is Cardi B. I can't believe I did that. So Cardi or Bacardi or Cardi B tried to have 3 small stones embedded in her chest.
I think I remember that story.
Really?
I kind of do. I don't know why. You know what? I don't. First of all, no matter where you get a stone or diamond or rock embedded into you, it's gotta hurt. Like, how long do you think that took to pierce a pink diamond? And it's a decent sized pink diamond into the forehead.
That hurts me.
That's gotta be painful.
Have you seen the photos?
When I try plucking an eyebrow, I cry. So I don't think that would be able to do this. So props to him for that. But like that couldn't just like it. Is it just like regular piercing? Do they just like?
I
don't know.
I like get kind of like squeamish when I look at it. Like, I just can't imagine. Like, there's got to be some weight to that diamond too on the front of your forehead.
What if it gets infected?
Right, and it's close to his eyes too, and that could totally ruin his retinas and all that anatomy stuff that you and I are not qualified to talk about. But with Cardi's situation, the piercings actually rejected, meaning they didn't heal properly and came out or were removed. So I'm sure it was the first part of what I said, as far as like it was rejecting Cardi B's skin, as far as like, oh, that's not a spot to put him there. But Matt, what I also find fascinating too, I was talking to one of my students this week. They have a quote addiction to ear piercings.
Okay.
Like getting like a bunch of them, like obviously like the earlobe piercing, but then like a bunch of cartilage piercings too.
Yeah, I have some friends that do that.
I'm not a girl. I'm not somebody who's interested in piercings. I just don't find. I said gauges I will not do. I said if you come in with gauges, I will not be your friend anymore.
Those creep me out.
100%.
They especially like the big ones that just I just look at them and it just shiver.
And then even after the fact, like when they take them out, like you see like loops in the air, you just want to pull them towards you. I'm really sorry for anybody who's wearing gauges, but like, why? Why would you do that?
It's not for me. Not for us.
Not for the Funny Business Podcast.
No, I could never pierce anything. I don't think I have the strength to do that.
But Matt, what about that one night? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, nice try.
Could you imagine?
I don't even think I could get a tattoo. I think I would jump the minute the needle touched me, and it was just like I'd have like a black line like across my leg or something.
It looks like I have to cancel that matching tattoo appointment that we have put together.
No,
crap. Darn.
Sorry, not getting an ass tattoo
of a toaster.
Big week for rappers named Lil Nas X.
Oh,
we don't know if it's true, but he may have gotten breast implants.
Yeah.
Which apparently some people are saying it might have just been like a chest plate, but he's acting like he got breast implants.
I'm gonna try to find the tweet that he said. I saw it too, and I'm like, really? Did he really?
It was.
Say that?
I just found this out like an hour ago.
So he literally tweeted. Research. This was 2 days ago.
Yeah,
somewhere around there. Pardon my French. Got bored, so I bought titties. What do you guys think?
Bold move. Now we're just gonna get copyright.
Yeah, DMCA'd. Matt and I have been literally waiting for the moment we've been DMCA'd on Twitch. Because
I'm actually excited for when it happens. I'm not gonna lie.
That's when we're actually making money, and then it just takes all the money away from us. That will be our karma.
Probably.
Matt, we're gonna move on to all the way out the European country, my friend. East. Yes. Matt, I'm sure we've been used to this whole Zoom ethics, Zoom etiquette, Zoom parties, Zoom happy hours. Yep. We've done a slew of them. We've done our own podcast via Zoom.
Every single week.
Well,
Mostly every
majority of the weeks. But however, Matt, did you ever think of making money using Zoom?
I
mean, this
no,
podcast, but
I think about making money a lot of ways. Zoom has not popped up.
Yes. Well, however, Matt, unfortunately, you don't have any goats because this one farm called Rosendale Farm in Lancashire is paying for, quote, a show goat for Lola and others to butt in on calls so you literally pay this person £5.
Okay.
£5. And you give them the scheduled meeting time and they just show up on a Zoom call.
So they're like goat bombers for Zooms?
Yes. Goat bombers.
Interesting. See, when I heard this, I thought it was just like a petting zoo on Zoom, which I thought was weird. This makes a little more sense. I think this is kind of a cool idea. Like especially if you're in like a finance meeting and you're like 40 minutes into it and like the numbers are crunching. And then all of a sudden there's just the goat chewing on some hay just popping up on the screen. I think this is genius marketing too for the farm.
We had a breaking tweet just minutes before the podcast. Matt sent me about some type of court hearing happening, and somebody was participating and had a filter of a cat, and it almost looked like a Snapchat filter where literally your whole entire face is the cat. And
it was great because the guy's like, "Sir, I think you have a filter." He's like, "Yes, I want you to know I'm not actually a cat." It's like, well, I didn't think a cat would be a lawyer, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, Matt, it seemed like it's a good business because reportedly they made about £50,000, which is close to approximately $68,000 for you to pay a goat to show up during a Zoom meeting. They've done everywhere from the US, Russia, China, Australia, and then also people with that have donated much more than just £5 for the charge for the appearance, just because they felt generous. But Matt, it actually just tuned up on the website just for, she literally said, Dot McCarthy, who is one of the owners, said that she said she'd, quote, just put it on the website and to give people a laugh. And at the start of the first lockdown, went to bed and woke up with about 200 emails requesting for their presence on calls.
People go insane for goats. Like goat yoga has blown up in the past couple of years. Every time you go to a petting zoo, everyone just wants to go to the goats. It's pretty smart. I mean, in COVID, you got to make money somehow. And while she didn't think she would make £50,000 out of it, so it's extra cash and again, goats. Who doesn't love goats?
And really, Matt, the expenses per se, you're really not losing any money. You're just making sure that you're taking care of the frickin' goat, and that's all you're doing to begin with.
Hey, you're just losing a little bit of time. I'm sure each appearance is only like a few minutes. I'm sure you're not on there for like half an hour because obviously the people can't talk to the goat, and you can't pet the goat. So it's genius.
Absolutely. I think, Matt, we need to start getting into a business and we need to start doing Zoom bombings of the Funny Business podcast.
Interesting. I'll wear my Tommy Pickles outfit.
I can wear my David S. Pumpkins outfit.
Yep.
We can come in grad caps if it's a graduation.
Yep. We'll ask the people to take it.
Yeah.
And then we'll just leave.
Literally
we'll ask
throw
to take
down.
We'll ask to take it and we'll just leave.
Just completely.
So they have to discuss amongst themselves.
Just leave. Just be like, all right, see ya. Then leaves. Obviously, Dot McCarthy said that she added that she much prefers the calls to selling manure, which she has also taken to doing to raise revenue. So people are being creative in the sense of COVID-19 and just trying to find ways to stay afloat. I can agree that staying afloat is nice, but shouldn't be a above all be all thing. But hey, who knows? The goats could, Lola can open up a YouTube account, start a YouTube video series, and hey, you never know what may actually, what do you call? Maybe actually just make a YouTube living like David Dobrik.
Becomes the first ever goat YouTuber.
Becomes the goat of YouTube.
Yes. we'll get to goats on the sports side of this of the segments. It's also nice. Zoom just made a crap ton of money during this pandemic, so it's kind of nice to see someone use Zoom to make their own crap ton of money.
Stonks,
baby. Buying stonks and Zoom and stonks and goats.
Stonks and goats. Sure.
Yeah.
Totes my goats.
It's a weird. Never thought I'd ever say that in my life.
Well, Matt, to finally wrap up, it is Friday, but this weekend is officially Valentine's Day.
Yay.
Matt, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Let's see. There's no football.
Oh, shit.
So probably just crying. I don't know.
Crying.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Probably nothing.
Nothing? No workouts? No working on?
I'll probably do a workout.
Okay.
It's the weekend, so I'll have maybe a beer or two.
Yep. Just 2 beers?
Maybe a mimosa.
Okay. All right. You had mimosa. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about Super Bowl, but you had mimosa when we took like a quick break on Sunday. Like we played Fortnite really quick just to catch up. And all of a sudden I hear Matt's mom bringing a mimosa to him. Yep. I'm like, well, I wish I had that damn service. We
actually have mimosas quite often on the weekends.
I need to be at your house more often.
Yes, absolutely.
My fabulous weekend includes a Friday night date to our favorite restaurant of Jenna and my Jenna and me.
Yep, Jenna
Me and Jenna.
Nope.
Jenna and I. We'll figure that out. We've loved it ever since it first started opened, and Jenna's gonna make dinner Saturday night. So
can't ask for much better than a good restaurant and then a good home cooked meal.
Oh my gosh, she makes the best meals.
What's she making on Saturday?
Something with chicken sausage. I completely forget what.
Nice. Jambalaya?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Sounds good.
Jenna, I'm sorry. I know she's listening to this, so she's making her way up to my house today. But Matt, I know you're single, my friend. I'm still trying. I thought this podcast we were going to find somebody. However, Matt, I thought today what would be great is we're going to build your ideal date, and we're going to tell you what happens next, my friend.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous for this.
It's a BuzzFeed quiz. You know, the good old buzz to you. So, Matt, I'm going to ask you some questions, and there's some choices for you to pick. You can only pick one choice per question, obviously.
Okay, that's easy enough.
It's only a couple questions, too. So, Matt, your crush, so this is your crush, all right? Your crush wants to hang out. They tell you to get ready and meet them at the park, movies, mall, coffee shop, rock climbing wall, or bar.
That's tough. I am going to say coffee shop.
All right, coffee shop. That I did the test myself. I said bar. I went to the bar.
I don't think that's a great place for a date.
Really?
Yeah. I would not. I would go for like a restaurant, like for a sit down dinner, but like a bar, like just like a regular bar. I feel like that's not a great place to try to get to know someone.
Okay. All right. Hey, more power to you. The coffee shop, maybe Dunkin' per se.
Oh, always Dunkin'. Or a local place, just not local. Starbucks.
Yeah, the Starbies.
No.
Matt, what is the thing you like most about your date? Smile, eyes, body, personality, the sex, confidence, wealth, or brains? Just immediately just drops pants at a coffee shop.
No, disavow. I am going to go personality.
Okay. Fun personality.
We love personalities.
Yes, we do. So Matt, after the event, you're hungry. What kind of food do you want? Pizza, salad, burgers and fries, pasta, fried chicken, or a sandwich?
That's tough. I'm not going to say pizza because I don't think that's a good date meal. Pasta is tough because pasta is kind of tough to eat, especially on a date.
Not a white shirt.
Last time I was on a date, I got a salad, and
did you get
judged? The second one.
Did you get judged with the salad?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh man,
we'll circle back to that after the podcast. But I'm going to say sandwich.
Oh, I went burgers and fries for me.
That's not a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
I would do like a good panini.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Matt.
There's a local restaurant by me. It makes a great turkey panini. Best panini I've ever had in my life.
Dude, panini press. Jenna has one of those at her house.
I could eat paninis 3 times a week.
Grilled cheese, man, on a panini press.
Yeah, paninis are probably the best lunch.
Yes, I can agree with that. It's like an upgrade from a good
sandwich. A good lunch sandwich.
It's a good upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Matt, what's the first sign that a date is going well to you?
Okay.
A good conversation, long eye contact, you like the same things, you hate the same things, they genuinely seem into you, or you're playing footsie under the table.
I don't remember the wording of the first one, but I'm going to go with the first option.
Good conversation?
Yeah, good conversation. Okay. I think that's healthy.
I think I said the same thing too. I'm like trying to remember what I said previously.
It's tough, especially if it's like first date and you're at a restaurant and the conversation's not going great. It can get awkward very fast.
I was kind of cracking up when I read you hate the same things. I'm like, I was like, that would have been nice.
That's not a bad one either, but I don't think that's the best first sign you should go with.
All right, Matt. During the meal, what drink do you order? Red wine, white wine, beer, a gin and tonic, a martini, a margarita, a Manhattan, or a mimosa?
That's tough.
I don't think there's any context with like your official date. Like you just picked an after date snack. Like
okay. I'm going to say white wine.
Ooh, white wine.
Yeah, I like white wine better than red wine.
This is a white.
This is a white.
This is a white. All right, Matt, the conversation takes a left and you start talking about your exes. This makes you feel anxious, curious, jealous, annoyed, happy, or confused.
Oh, can you repeat the answers?
So you were kind of anxious. Anxious, curious, jealous, annoyed, happy, or confused.
I am going to say curious.
Okay. Interesting. All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Okay.
The meal's winding down. What do you do next? Karaoke, lean in for a kiss, go and get ice cream, quote, watch a movie at their place, head to the bar, or order shots.
I will go with ice cream. Final answer.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a good continuation to keep things going.
I said head to the bar. That was me.
So you went to the bar and then you headed to the bar. Interesting choice. I like that.
So I ran to my room and I started running.
Yeah, so you just went next door to the next bar.
Bar hopping, man. That's where we do it. All right, Matt.
Interesting choice.
The date's finally nearing an end. What's on your mind? Sex, kiss, sleep, food, your cat who's been alone for hours, or getting the F out of there?
Definitely not the cat. The cat can off.
All right, fine. Just to it literally says getting the out of here.
I am going to say kiss. Final answer.
Okay. I just got the results.
Oh no. I'm single forever, aren't I?
Matt?
What?
I thought this was gonna help.
It didn't help.
No. It literally says, you got heading home alone.
Why would BuzzFeed even put that as an answer to the quiz? That's not making me feel any. That's not making anyone feel better.
So the description is, there were a couple times there where the date almost went off course, so you didn't invite them back to your place. But in retrospect, the date wasn't that bad. And plus, they have a killer smile that makes you melt. The spark might not have been instant, but there's definitely something there. You're eagerly anticipating a second date.
Oh, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Okay, I'm good with that.
But on paper, it kind of sucks.
It didn't sound good in the beginning.
No, it didn't.
No, it did not sound good at all. But you know what? I will take that.
And it's a weird picture too. It's a weird picture of an elderly lady in a backyard, clear as day, just walking in the grass. Very poor choice of pictures.
Makes it seem like I'm going to die, and I don't like that.
You're not going to die alone.
I'm going to die alone.
I cannot wait until you get married. If you're still friends with me, inviting me, being there, and then coming up to you, a couple beers in me, and being like, "Remember we were talking on the podcast? You said you'd be heading home alone. Well, look at you now."
It'll be interesting for sure.
Oh, dude, cannot wait for that day. Anyways. Do you have anything else to say, Matt, for Valentine's Day?
Nones.
Any thoughts or advice for anybody going on Valentine's Day?
You gotta go. If you gotta go, chocolate or flowers.
Okay.
Also, if you're listening to this and you're not in a relationship and you want to hang out with someone, remember that Sunday is Valentine's Day. Don't just go to a girl or a guy and be like, "Hey, you want to hang out on Sunday?" and forget it's Valentine's Day, because that's going to give off the wrong vibe. So even if you're not actually interested in them and you're both single and you're like, "Hey, you want to hang out Sunday?" and he or she is in the back of the head thinking like, "Wait, it's Valentine's Day. What kind of move are they trying to play here?"
I never put that in perspective.
You just got to watch out for that.
So do I outright say, I mean, I'm not going to do it because I'm not single, but like, do I outright say, "Hey, I know it's Valentine's Day on Sunday, but would you mind hanging out on Sunday?"
Yeah.
That's reverse psychology, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, if you're actually not interested in the person, I would probably say that. If you are, and you are intentionally doing it on Valentine's Day, go ahead. But there's definitely a lot of people out there that are going to forget. And are just thinking they're hanging with a friend, but for actually the other person's thinking, "Oh my gosh, is this the date?"
Oh, baby, you got what I need. We'll be right back after this for Matt Sports Topics. Get this.
It just said segments.
Oh, yeah, shit. I could have done that. Matt, I gotta tell you, I am so happy we're continuing to make more episodes for our podcast.
You're so right, Mike. I really am enjoying hearing how awesome each episode is every week from everyone. It's so easy to do.
It is so easy. And we have Anchor, our sponsor for this episode, to thank for. Anchor is free to anyone that wants to start a podcast. It's easy for beginners with the creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also helps distribute our podcasts so our listeners can tune in to their platform of choice, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And Mike, I gotta tell you, I was skeptical before, but we actually are making a profit off this podcast. We are still a small podcast, but it's nice to see the progress we have made with each episode with that money.
Yes, we are making it rain. Kind of. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
And who knows, you may start a podcast with your best friend.
That's right. Roommates for life. Okay, let's slide into the sports segments for today. The Super Bowl is over. Tom Brady, 7th Super Bowl ring. Mike, I just forgot about this right now. I have some fun stats about Tom Brady to talk about. Just the Super Bowl in general, just to start off the Super Bowl topic. We'll talk about everything, halftime show, commercials, a little bit of the actual game. Let's start with Tom Brady. Where are the stats? Okay, so the all-time playoff wins leaders in NFL history. Tom Brady is first with 34 wins in the playoffs. Second place is Tom Brady, only in conference championship games and Super Bowls. He has 17. And third place is Joe Montana and Tom Brady since he turned 37 with 16 playoff wins. This man is absolutely ridiculous. What?
That's insane. But now the big conversation is not, is Tom Brady the GOAT? Because everybody is now recognizing him as the GOAT, as he was anyway. For those who don't know, GOAT is greatest of all time. But Mike, the new conversation, the new debate that is all over First Take and ESPN and Colin Cowherd's show, is Tom Brady the GOAT of all GOATs?
Ooh.
Is he the greatest athlete of all time?
The greatest athlete of all time?
Yes. Of all the GOATs.
The GOATs of the GOATs. Sport. So the greatest athlete of all time, the greatest athlete of all time. Sorry.
The best GOAT in all the forms.
He's up there. I'm going to put him in the top 3.
I would say probably he is. Well, it's tough because I think he's in professional team sports. Probably would say yes.
I would say football, definitely.
Well, absolutely in football.
If you're comparing everybody, I mean, we were talking about Hank Aaron, who was ridiculous with his stats. We talk about many basketball players and soccer players and what else? Hockey players. Like, there's so many different concepts that you can pull off of. But no, I think definitely football. He's the GOATs of GOATs in football. But I don't like those conversations because it's very hard to compare sports separately.
Oh, it's impossible, but it's fun to have, debate. But it's also stupid to have because no one can ever agree to it. Some other stats. This was his 10th Super Bowl appearance. That is more than Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Dan Marino combined. Combined.
Stop.
They have a combined 9, which is crazy. And then this is just a funny comparison. Tom Brady almost has as many rings as Jason Pierre-Paul has fingers. So for those that don't know, Jason Pierre-Paul, or JPP, is a defensive lineman for the Buccaneers. Had a fireworks accident, blew off 2 of his fingers. So he literally plays with a giant wrapped up hand.
I think it's awesome.
It's like a club. He had a great season. Where do I want to go to next? The Buccaneers dominated that game. That game sucked. Let's start there. The game sucked.
It was a snore fest. Usually I'm on the edge of my seat even if the Steelers aren't in the Super Bowl. And really I was just like, The
refs were bad. Refs were not good.
I didn't see too much of the ref input, I guess.
They were bad in the first half. The Chiefs defense had a lot of penalties. However, I wouldn't say that they had an impact on the game or that they're the reason the Bucs won. Because if the Chiefs got a lot of defensive penalties, that didn't cause them to not score any touchdowns on offense. Let's switch to the Chiefs. How much blame do you put on Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, the dude tried so hard this past weekend. People were making memes of him in the movie The Dodgeball. Dodgeball, the greatest underdog. What the hell is that movie name? Dodgeball,
greatest underdog story of all time.
Yeah, the greatest underdog story of all time. They're making comparisons, and I don't know. You put a quarterback's really easy to blame because they're the ones who start the offense. But really, a person can only throw so far if the person doesn't catch the ball. And also the defense, too. I know there was a lot of limitations with COVID and whatnot because I think there was that barbershop incident that happened. So I can't put all the blame on Patrick Mahomes, but at the same time, you kind of have to because he's the quarterback. But, you can't say that's all his fault and he should be exiled.
I would put none of the blame on him. He played phenomenal given the circumstances.
The team gets the blame, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
So they were without 2 or 3 of the starting offensive linemen, including the starting tackles, which are pretty important. But it was weird because the Buccaneers, they didn't blitz, so they just sent 4 linemen the whole time. And you could see the first couple drives that they were getting to him and he was running for his life, and he's actually having surgery or had surgery right now on his turf toe.
What's a turf toe? Do you know?
I don't, but it's a very nasty injury, and it can, if you don't treat it right away, it can just get worse as the season goes on. A lot of guys do end up getting turf toe. You can play with it, but you're not going to be 100%.
It's like Tommy John. You better get that fixed now than never.
Yeah, Tommy John's probably a little worse. Yeah. But people say turf toe is very nasty.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs, they never kept a running back to help block in the backfield. They didn't really do any adjustments. And also, Patrick Mahomes, people are going to rip him for not scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. He had 2 throws that landed in the end zone that hit guys right in the face. That one you're comparing to the dodgeball, when he was like sideways.
Literally like throwing sidearm too.
He was at the 30-yard line that got to the end zone and it hit his receiver right in the face. So you can't blame him. Now, I will say this. I was rooting for the Chiefs at first. By like Thursday, Friday, I switched. I was rooting for the Buccaneers. Because people were already having the debate, like on First Take and ESPN and all the national media, that if Mahomes would have won that Super Bowl, he would have been the greatest football player of all time. He's played 3 seasons. 3. You can't. That's stupid. Yeah, that would have been his second Super Bowl. But like 2 Super Bowls doesn't make you greatest of all time.
They also were doing the comparison of the old GOAT versus the young GOAT.
So it's easy to say Mahomes is going to be back in the Super Bowl. And he's probably, he's probably going to win multiple. I would say he probably win 4+ Super Bowls.
I think if he's healthy, he's going to have a career just like Tom Brady, if he's healthy.
My only thing I would counter that with is people said the Saints, when they beat the Colts in 2009, were going to do the same thing. And they've never been back to a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers was talked about in 2011 when he beat the Steelers in his first Super Bowl. Like he was going to be the next greatest of all time. And he's never played in another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Patrick Mahomes never plays in another Super Bowl. Like what if the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen get even better? What if Lamar Jackson and the Ravens get better? You don't know what new quarterbacks are coming into the league. Like
Joe Burrow's coming in.
Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. And also the competition that Mahomes faced in the AFC these past 2 years has been nothing to what Brady compared to. Brady had to play Peyton Manning, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers, Joe Flacco. And then on defense, he had to play Troy Polamalu, James Harrison, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Junior Seau, Robert Mathis. Like Mahomes he hasn't played anyone in the AFC, so we can't make those comparisons yet. What do you want to do next? Commercials or the? Oh, first of all, this night would have went completely different if the coin toss would have been tails. Oh, completely. Why do they make someone else that's not a referee flip the coin toss? I think her name was Susie. I don't want to hate Susie because she flipped it and it came up heads. But if they just let the referee flip it, everyone can get mad at the referee for losing. Like, I don't want to get mad at Susie for losing. You can't get mad at Susie.
I think it was nice of what she did was, being a part of, not history, but being a part of Super Bowl history. Being a part of that timestamp that every Super Bowl brings. But no, so I was on a delay with my my TV because we were watching it from an internet channel, and Matt was watching True Cable. And I think all of a sudden I got, God damn it! It's like, what? And I'm like, oh no!
It ruined. I'm convinced that if it was tails, that would have been the greatest Super Bowl ever. I'm convinced. So then let's switch the halftime show, The Weeknd. You go first.
I thought it was fabulous. So many people were ripping on The Weeknd, and everybody was like, why were they doing such weird dancers? Like, you have to understand, like, and this sounds like a BTS stan. This is like a Weeknd stan type of deal. But, like, you have to understand what The Weeknd did for his story, because everybody's like, this is why this is happening on TikTok. And as far as, like, the performance, like, great performer, great singer, I think, which also, too, we were also freaking out, too, about the first song he was playing.
Yeah, I did get that correct.
Starboy.
The only thing I got correct.
What was the one I was surprised he didn't play? What was the one I was surprised he didn't play?
So that's what stood out to me. I didn't realize how many of his songs I knew. I knew every single song.
I knew every single song.
Yeah,
I knew he sang them.
Yeah. I thought he was phenomenal because you could actually, like, he wasn't, a lot of performers, like, they overperform sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you hear a lot of, like, pumped in of them singing. You could hear him sing every single song. Which was nice.
There also is a focus when it comes to a normal Super Bowl that you're performing in front of the audience. And I think because they took in consideration, for instance, like, we have more people watching the Super Bowl. I mean, there always is the case that there's more people watching the Super Bowl than, attending the Super Bowl. But in reality, being this time, especially this year, there's definitely a lot more people watching the Super Bowl than in comparison to attending the Super Bowl. So I think they really focus more on the production of, okay, we're going to broadcast this to your home and make it look and sound better. Of course, the meme was going around of when he went inside his set, which, by the way, he spent $7 million out of his own money to have that type of performance. I think that's amazing.
I do too. I thought it was phenomenal. I don't get any of the hate.
Now, Matt, let's predict now. Episode 43, Funny Business Podcast. Who do you think is going to be the next performer of the Super Bowl? I'll give you two options.
Okay. So I did not suggest this. I did not come up with this myself.
Okay.
I saw someone suggest this, and I think it would be cool. So this is my first one. Blink-182.
That's a throwback.
Apparently they got back together. That'd be epic. And then I will say, as much as I want to say Taylor Swift, but I don't think she'll ever do it, I will say Luke Bryan.
Interesting.
I'm going to go country. We haven't really ever had a country one that I can think of. But he's more like pop country, so I think he could pull it off.
Maybe.
What about you?
If it was me, I'm going to go all pop. Ariana Grande would be a possibility.
I like it.
And then the second one, I'm going to say Justin Bieber.
Okay.
Either that
choice.
Either that. I know I'm putting a third one. I made the rules.
I'll make a third one too.
Billie Eilish.
That's an interesting choice.
It's a dark horse, but
I wouldn't mind it. I got another dark horse.
Okay.
Khaled.
Not like DJ, but like
not DJ.
Khaled.
Just Khaled. I think he'd be pretty good. He's got some good stuff.
Too.
He's got some good stuff. Let's move on to the commercials. Commercials were fantastic.
They were.
Yes.
I think you and I were both surprised because we've been reporting that a lot of the commercials would be social justice related, COVID related, and we didn't see that much.
There's like a handful, maybe like 3 or 4 that I can remember. So I have a list of my favorite 7 from the night. Number 7, the reason it's not number 1 is because it is not a Super Bowl commercial. It has been showed before. You've all seen it. The Geico Scoop There It Is commercial is the best commercial of all. You cannot hear that song and not dance and sing to it. Like, it's just stuck in my head 24/7. I'm laying in bed and I'm like, Scoop, there it is. French vanilla, Rocky Road, chocolate, peanut butter cookie dough. It's phenomenal.
There's also a clogging problem and a rat problem and a fencing problem too for Geico. But
yes, this one's the best.
Those are awesome.
Number 6, shout out Oat Milk with 2 Super Bowl commercials. Join the oat milk train, everybody. Number 5, I'm biased on this one. I thought Will Ferrell's General Motors commercial was phenomenal.
I missed that because I think I was heading to the bathroom, but oh my God. The university that he was mentioning actually responded to his video. Like in another video. Yeah, it was fabulous. Like they were like trying to convince their students. They're like, I pay tuition, like writing it up on like the whiteboard. And then the girl finished, she goes, I don't. I have free tuition here. And she's like, no. Like, you're not supposed to say that.
That's awesome. Also, Kenan Thompson was in there, and you can't not love Kenan Thompson.
That was good.
Number 4, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis.
Wasn't me.
The Cheetos commercial. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
The reason it's not higher, they took too long of a pause between scenes. Like, it was an awkwardly long pause.
You couldn't vibe with it.
No.
I can agree.
It was
with that.
funny, but you could not vibe. Number 3, the George Costanza Tide commercial, where they had George Costanza from Seinfeld, the sweatshirt, where the kid was wearing it all the time and his face was changing. Yeah. And then he stayed in the car. He's like, that's my face. Why is my face on your sweatshirt? That was great. Number 2, Tracy Morgan Rocket Mortgage commercials.
Yes.
Tracy Morgan is one of my favorites.
He is good.
That was just phenomenal. He's just so funny. And then the best one of the night, the M&M's commercial. I think it was like the second commercial into the game. where if you didn't see it, basically it started off with a guy on a plane. The guy behind him kicked his seat and spilled the drink all over him. And he goes to hand him a bag of M&Ms. I'm like, I'm sorry I accidentally kicked your seat on purpose. The best one of that was the guy coming out of the confessional. Oh, goes and hands it to the priest and was like, I'm sorry you had to hear all that.
My favorite one was it was girl to girl at an office, and the girl was like, I'm sorry I called you Karen. And she goes, but my name is Karen. I'm sorry you were named Karen.
That was good. And then the guy's like, I'm sorry I mansplained everything to you. Mansplaining is, and she's like, I get it. No, I know. That was also the gender reveal one.
Yeah.
She was like, we probably should have just told you it was a boy.
I was like, of course you could figure it out with an M&M's.
Because as everyone knows, gender reveals suck.
Oh my God, they're so stupid.
But the commercials were phenomenal.
I
will have any that I didn't say?
You missed two.
Okay.
The Toyota commercial of the Paralympic.
Doesn't stick out to me in my head.
The girl swimming and mom's on the phone saying there's somebody up for adoption. She didn't have her legs.
I'm gonna have to look this one up.
Dude, I almost cried. That's probably almost the first Super Bowl commercial that I cried. Like, and then the other one, Matthew McConaughey. Flat Stanley Doritos. What?
I missed it.
I think it was a Doritos commercial. Let me see here. Matthew.
Was that the 3D Doritos?
Maybe. Super Bowl 3D. Yep. Doritos 3Ds, Flat McConaughey.
I caught the end of that, so I didn't see the whole thing.
It's just Matthew McConaughey. Like, you can't go wrong with him.
Bud Light commercials were not good.
I missed my chance for free beer.
They pushed Bud Light off of a bridge, and they didn't have a follow-up. What was that all about? Bud Light is awesome.
Paramount Plus, I hated.
They were the worst. First of all, they had like 6 of them. I'm convinced that if every single person does not buy Paramount Plus, they are going to go bankrupt because they just had like 6 of them. The only good part was they played Sweet Victory for like 5 seconds.
Yep.
But like they didn't even make sense. Did you understand any of them?
No, I did get the characters, like obviously Jeff Probst from Survivor, Stephen Colbert from The Late Show, James Corden from The Late Late Show. You had a lot of those characters, Beavis and Butthead. Those were obviously 2 like well-known characters.
Jeff Probst, he looks the same since Survivor started. He has not aged one bit.
He's probably in that cult with Punxsutawney Phil.
Probably.
We're just gonna literally like weeks from now when we pick up a segment, we're gonna put Punxsutawney Phil's cult of young age, and we're just gonna list all the people that we think are for sure. So
I'm down for that. I think that's enough Super Bowl recap. Mike, predict the champion for next year. Just pick a team.
Oh my God, already?
Just pick a team. Listen, we predicted the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, we did. Wait, did we?
We just did this like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like last year we predicted who, and I thought we were right. Damn. Probably, let's go Chiefs. I'm going to go with Chiefs.
I am going to say the Rams.
Ooh.
It's got Matthew Stafford. This offseason is going to be great because there's so many quarterbacks that are going to move. Russell Wilson just came out today and said he's frustrated with the Seahawks. It just came out of nowhere. I'm very excited. So one more topic for you all today. It is baseball related. There is the biggest pitcher on the market was Trevor Bauer from the Cincinnati Reds. Just came off the Cy Young. And he signed a 3-year, $102 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers, which you might be thinking to yourself is pretty big. But that is not really the story here. The story is that he signed a multi-year contract. Now, Mike, people might be thinking, well, what's the big deal of that? Well, when Bauer, I don't know how many years ago this was, he made a bet with a friend. Now, Trevor Bauer always said he would never sign a multi-year contract. He'd only do 1-year deals. And he made a bet with one of his friends that if he ever signed a multi-year contract, his friend could shoot him in the nuts with a paintball gun. That is the worst bet of all time.
Oh, why would you bet on that?
Especially when you know you're going to make the major leagues. And that's awful. Obviously he didn't know the Dodgers were going to offer him $100 million. No. But bro, come on.
I mean, I'd say a kick to the nuts would be okay, but a paintball gun to the nuts, that's a different story.
Have you ever gone paintballing?
I thought you were going to say, you ever taken something to the nuts? No. I have, actually.
Does it hurt?
Depends on where you get hit. We did a video shoot the one time in college of going paintballing, and they're like, yeah, like go ahead, put on some clothing. Like if you get bare skin, like yeah, that's gonna hurt. But they give you some pretty protective clothing. They're like, put on some clothes, grab a gun, and let's start shooting. And it was intense. Like it was more intense than the Fortnite 2v2 situation. Like it was pretty intense. Like blood was pumping. Like it was great.
I've never gone, so I can't say this with decency, but I think he might puke.
He might not be able to walk.
He might not be able to have kids.
God, Trevor, get all it out.
He might die.
He might die.
Just in shock.
Oh,
that has to be one of the worst bets of all time.
Absolutely.
This is something like 7 or 8 drunk idiots decide is the punishment for the loser of the fantasy football league. Like, let alone someone signing a contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's tough. So that concludes the sports segments for today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a brand new segment on this show. The catch this time, Mike has no idea what I'm about to say.
I'm upset because I don't know what to make as far as a graphic until you tell me. So.
Yep. So he does not know what this topic is called. He does not know what it's about. I told him Sunday. I said we have a new end segment. You have to do nothing for it.
Is it about Mark Cuban?
No.
Okay, good.
It is time for Matt's Drunk Thoughts. So how this is going to go, this could be a combination of like take it or say what's or dude that's effing crazy. Pretty much a combination of just random stuff that's in my head that I don't understand. I didn't always come up with these when I'm drunk, but you're going to think I was when you hear some of them.
I feel like I've heard this somewhere before, but it's not Matt's Drunk Thoughts.
What?
I feel like I've seen tweets before of people quoting random people and putting at the end of the tweet.
I'm not sure what. I really don't know what you're talking about.
You sure?
I'm dead positive.
All I'm going to say is that 3 of these people went to Jesus in Bethlehem and decided to give him gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
That doesn't help me in the slightest.
The wise men.
I knew it was the wise men, but like, so I have 3 for today. If we don't get to all 3, we don't get to all 3. So Mike, this is more so you just helping out, trying to understand thoughts that are in my head. So here's the first one.
Can I ask when was can you give me the time period in which these occurred? Like, as far as like the thoughts.
Just random stuff that just pops into my head, or like when I get deep in thought about things.
Okay, so it's not drunk thoughts; it's just deep in thought.
Sometimes they're drunk thoughts.
Okay,
maybe.
I'm ready.
So here's the first one. How did someone think of the first step in creating the internet? So like, I understand the idea of the internet and like how someone could think of that, but how do you think of the first step in creating the internet? Like, how did someone think like, I got to start with this?
Okay, so not to be practical here, but if I am correct, computers were invented before the internet.
Right.
So
but I'm talking just straight up the internet. Like, I understand computers, and like I understand people thinking, hey, how can we let this computer show the same thing as this computer? But like the internet itself, what's the first step in creating the internet?
Well, we need somebody to start pushing the buttons, so that's why they nominated Al Gore.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I think just like I said, based on the computers, like because that was being processed, and it's because it was showing some, I don't want to call it semi-permanent, but it was showing some things, making computations that weren't permanent. I think it's like, okay, what if we had, I'm sure what the way that you were thinking about it was not like www.facebook.com. I think it was more so like, what was the theory behind the internet? And I think, I hate to get all geeky out here, but like they wanted a database of people that they can anyone can access. That was the original thought, was a database. And by that database was by every URL that was planned. So like it was almost like an index, like a digital index. And hopefully that answers your trunk thought.
Kinda. I think it more so is like it's just like I just don't understand like how someone thought this is the first step to creating the internet. That's just maybe I'm just stupid. I can't like think outside the box like that.
It's food for thought, honestly.
So is this next one.
Oh God.
Bluetooth. Is that the weirdest name for anything in the world?
There's a reason behind that.
Okay, hold on. But all right, well, give me that reason.
Sorry,
because I was thinking like it gives no indication of what Bluetooth actually is.
I believe it is. Was it named for? Oh my God, what is it?
Like Apple CarPlay makes sense. You connect your Apple phone to your car, you can play things. Bluetooth, if someone had their memory wiped, like the Men in Black, and they heard the word Bluetooth, they would not think it's pairing up technology to sync your music to your speaker.
So the name Bluetooth comes from Scandinavian word Blatthand or Blatan, which originated from Harald Bluetooth Gormson the First from Denmark and parts of Norway. He was a king, reigned in the 10th century, and they united discordant Danish tribes into a single kingdom. Bluetooth established the name to indicate that they united communication protocols into one universal standard.
That makes a little more sense.
I'm glad I could help you out in your drunk
self.
Yes.
But can you think of anything else that like has a name of something that just gives no indication of what it is?
Boom stand?
Good one.
Like boom stand is obviously what I'm putting the microphone on, but boom stand is one. What's another one?
How about a TV remote? Like if you just hear remote, pass me the remote.
Remote. Maybe they should have said control. Hand me the controls. Like
yeah.
Hand me the TV controls. Hand me the TV controls. No, I was gonna say microfiber, but that's not a thing. Koozie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a can holder.
Yeah, can holder.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Comfortable koozie.
That's better than Bluetooth.
What's another one? Blanket. Sorry, I think I'm getting too simple.
All right, let's move on to the final one. Why aren't glasses and contacts made out of the same material? So, like, glasses I can understand. Mm-hmm. Like, they're glass that I don't understand how they make glasses that, like, blind people can see. I just don't understand that. But, like, why would someone think why aren't they made out of the same material? How does that work? Like, how can I see the exact same out of my contacts as I can in my glasses if my contacts I can rip and my glasses I have to smash with a hammer?
So what you're saying is both of them should be made of the same material?
Why hasn't anyone made glasses out of contact material? They could never break.
I thought contacts can break.
Well, you could rip them, but if you put like a frame around them, would that not be cheaper than glasses?
Well, it all depends on the flexibility of the material. Like if something went through and like you accidentally hit your phone with your glasses, it could cut a hole in them. Or even putting your glasses down and like somehow like your pinkies end up hitting the glasses. Like,
actually, this one was a drunk thought because I thought about this weekend because I heard someone say that they used to have contacts that they legit had to take like a plunger. It was so thick of a contact that they had to plunge it out of their eye every time they took it out.
Ew.
That freaked me out. The guy said the first time he did it, 2 hours he couldn't get it out. He had to go to his doctor to get it taken.
Poor
out.
Guy.
I also don't understand how glasses work. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm picking up new glasses this week.
There you go.
Maybe I'll wear them on the podcast next week.
I need to pick up new ones myself.
Yes.
I haven't changed the ones. I haven't changed one since 2017.
I think mine have been 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
I'm excited for them. I also got like a better style look.
What kind?
I'm excited. I just don't understand how they work.
Oh. Yeah. That was interesting.
That's enough Matt's drunk thoughts for today.
That was very, very interesting.
I have a bunch more. I'm sure I'll have new ones that come up.
Yikes.
And all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, that concludes another episode of the Funny Business Podcast, episode 43. We are less than 9 episodes away from the 1-year anniversary of when this damn thing started.
That's crazy. Freaks me out.
A little bit. It scares me a little bit. Hopefully we got some good things planned for you all. Anything that you can find us on, you can go to solo.to/funnybusiness. You'll be able to find all the great links in a mobile-friendly or website-friendly format for you to be able to join us. We are starting to do more Twitch streaming now, which we're starting more consistently now, which I'm very happy about. I love a good schedule, just like this podcast.
Yes. And if you are listening to this, on Wednesday this week, we released our first Fortnite video of basically a highlight of one of our games that we played. It was one of the most bizarre games we have ever playing Fortnite. So if you head over to our YouTube page, you can check it out. It's only like, I think 13 minutes long, but it's pretty epic. And we have a few more that we'll be putting out there, and we'll be making more in the future.
Yes, sir. And if you're going on a date this weekend for Valentine's Day, just live it. Don't
be silly. Wrap your willy.
Okay. Do we really have to go that
Yes.
direction?
Listen, I want people to come to this podcast and think, damn, these guys care about me.
They are educated, well-liked individuals.
Testing negative on all COVID and pregnancy tests.
Yes, absolutely.
Testing negative, staying positive.
Yes, positive vibes only.
Positive vibes only. We're going to need them, baby.
Well, until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.